Shit no more. No one man should have all that. Let's get lost tonight. You could be my black Kate Moss tonight. Play secretary on the boss tonight. And you don't give a fuck what they all say, right? Awesome, the Christian and Christian Dior. Damn, they don't make them like this anymore. I ask, cause I'm not sure. Do anybody make real shit anymore? No one man should have all that power. Don't act like I never told you. No one man should have all that power.
All right, we good? We good? All right, my bad, ladies and gentlemen. I went to go put my webcam on, and it did not show anything. I'm having some issues with my streaming. But anyway, good morning, traders. What is going on? What's happening? And happy Thursday. It is November 4th, 2021, right at 9 a.m. Guys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys had a wonderful Wednesday night. I hope you got some good sleep, some rest, you had a good breakfast, and that you guys are fired up, ready to go for another awesome day in the market. Ladies and gentlemen inside the chat, hit me with a big good morning and happy Thursday. Everybody over on YouTube, hit me with a good morning as well. Who do we got? We got Dennis, Jim, PXS, Matthew, good morning, Mike, Jim, Samuel, Joe, Josh, Roy, HH, Joe, Mexoids, Mike B. Martin, woo! Good morning, Angel, inside the chat, what's good, what's going on? Angel, good morning, good morning, woof! Dwayne, Anthony, Levi, Mike, Alan, Gregory, Jeffrey, the OGs, the MVPs. What's up? Guys, if you have yet to subscribe to the channel, subscribe, because like I said earlier, I probably will be done with TikTok here in the next couple of weeks. If you guys aren't subscribed to YouTube, you may not be notified when I go live on the tube. Definitely hit that notification bell as well and like the stream. Help support the stream as well. Good morning, everybody. What's up? Corey, Kids King, Jada, Bob, Trader Girl, Beth, Gringo, Loco, Placid Puppy, Angel. Woo! Good morning. I want to answer one question first from Gringo Loco. Has a psychology question, okay? We pretty much dove into everything this morning anyway, so a lot of us are already prepared and we have some time, but I do want to answer this question. So, psychology question. I know that OCGN was talked about in the last day or so, and looking at it today, it gapped down pretty substantial. Is that something you would even consider? I fight myself to try and buy a deal. So first thing, deals with great companies, right? Deals with good companies. Amazon, right? Amazon, right? Companies like that. AMD, NVIDIA, Disney, maybe Boeing, if you like Boeing, Moderna, I don't know, Square, PayPal. When those companies drop, yes, that's a good deal possibly, right? When a penny stock like OCGN drops, I don't really consider that to be a good deal, like a good buying opportunity, because it's a penny stock. Typically, they fade, they fall, they don't do anything until there's more news, more hype, a reason for that stock to be moving to the upside, right? So hopefully that answers part of your question. OCGN dropping like that, I don't consider that being a good deal. It just dropped. I was telling you guys yesterday from the get-go on OCGN that I would not even consider going long on the stock, that I was going to short it right out of the gates. I personally would not be touching OCGN on its first red day, right? Has a red day, right? I would not just jump in. I would wait for it to come down a little bit more, consolidate, find a floor of support, find a bottom. And then if you see there's some good technicals on the daily, something's happening, something's setting up, right? You have high probabilities, right? The odds are in your favor, then jump on in and take advantage of the opportunity, right? But right now, massive red day to the downside. It's gapping down again. Would I just buy this because it's gapping down after a big red day? No, because I only have 0 separate reasons to take that trade, right? I don't have really good probabilities. If anything, it's more of a gamble. It's 50-50. Could it bounce? Yes. Could it continue the dump and drop? Absolutely, okay? I know there's much more to it than that. I am mixed trading and investing anyway. We can talk about it later too. He's live. Oh, so what I went ahead and tried to answer that question for you. So again, when you're actually looking at something gapping down substantially and you're considering it being a potential like deal, a good buying opportunity, I would think of companies, like legitimate companies like Zillow, right? Like Snapchat, right? Like Pinterest, right? Like some of these other companies, Zoom, right? Even Zoom. That's when I start considering, okay, maybe this is a great deal. It's a bargain. It's 30% off. It's 40% off. But a stock like OCGN, I don't really consider that to be a bargain, a deal, because it's a penny stock, right? 95% of penny stocks go to 0. 95% of penny stocks get delisted. 95% of penny stocks do not make it. That's why they are penny stocks. So hopefully that makes sense, guys. And if anybody wants to add to that, right? Anybody wants to add to that, please do. So once again, guys and girls, good morning. Happy Thursday. It is still a pretty slow small cap market, right? A couple weeks ago, we really started to see it die on off. We really haven't seen the volume return. We do have a lot of great earnings though, right? We've had Roku earnings. We have Square earnings coming up tonight. Last night we had MGM, SKLZ, right? We've had a lot of really anticipated earnings over the past couple of weeks. And even today we have Square, Pinterest, Uber, Airbnb, Cloudflare, Peloton, right? Earlier this week, we had like FSOY, Fastly, we had Activision, we had like Under Armour. We've had a lot of good earnings, a lot of really anticipated earnings over the past couple of weeks. And that sometimes takes the focus away from small caps and places it on these companies and on these stocks that are having earnings. So again, over the last couple of weeks, we've noticed penny stocks really slowing down, right? Every now and then we have some great opportunity. We have some action. But 80% of our day with small caps tend to be slow and tend to be choppy. So at least we know that we still have opportunity. They're not completely dead. They are just slow. So with that being said, we need to be very, very mindful of this. We need to be very, very patient, right? We need to be extra cautious, making sure we're not getting in to the wrong trades, understanding market conditions. Is this a buy high, sell higher kind of market? And when I say buy high and sell higher, I mean buying breakouts and looking for big rips to take nice profits. Is this a buy high, sell higher market? I don't think so, right? We're not really seeing stocks break, rip and run like we were a couple of weeks ago when we had stocks up 3, 4, 5, 600%. So this is not a buy high, sell higher market. In my opinion, the market conditions aren't hot enough to really support strong breakouts. So am I taking breakout trades? No. What am I doing? I'm seeing a lot of false breakouts. I'm actually shorting these false breakouts for the legs on down, for these nice big dumps. And we've been seeing a lot of great market conditions to the short side, not necessarily to the long side. A lot of my profits this week have primarily been on the short side. Right now, that's what's working for me in this market. Not looking for breakouts, but we're looking for these short setups. So again, that's kind of my focus, guys. That's my, my plan. I'm really just kind of being mindful about that and really just preparing to think more short than long until we start to see the buyers really step back into the market and really start to see some great opportunity to the long side. So let's go ahead and talk about our up gappers today. Fresh stocks that have fresh activity, fresh volume, fresh news, and some opportunity. EVAX is number 1 on the leaderboard right now. It's up 229%. This stock yesterday went from $6.50 all the way to $50 freaking dollars. Again, it's trading 3 million shares. It's up 229%. It is a 9 million in float stock. Why is this stock even moving? Does anybody know why EVAX went from $6.50 to $50? Anybody? Guys, I did not see any filings on EVAX. No filings. I could not find anything. There's no news. I don't see any news on EVAX. Even last night in post-market when we were here, everybody's like, go check out EVAX. And I'm like, whoa, what's this? What's this? Why is it at $50? Can I short this? Is this shortable? I'm trying to see if it's shortable. It's not shortable. So with that being said, guys, there is no credible reason for EVAX to be up 237%. It is not shortable either. So it's not like I can short this. So with that being said, I'm going to be very, very, very cautious, right? And earnings aren't until, like J-Dub said, 11/9. So really, why did this stock go from $6.50 all the way up to $50? There was no credible reason. Sounds like a trap. Sounds like someone's pumping a stock. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe there was a community, a group that said, you know what? EVAX, right? Very light liquidity, right? No liquidity. Spreads are large, right? Spreads are large. We can buy this up pretty easily and get it to rip all the way to 50, bring other traders in and then dump on them. Maybe that's what happened. Regardless of what happened, regardless of the reasoning, what we do know is there's no credible reason for EVAX to be up 240%. So be very, very mindful. If you start to see EVAX ripping and running and moving, just lock in your profits quick, because every now and then you see a stock like this, inexperienced traders come in, say, oh, it's up 230, it's going to go back to 50. They start looking to buy breakouts and they start losing their asses because we're not really seeing a breakout kind of market in the first place. And like I said this morning, we're not really seeing a lot of strong breakouts. And then we have a stock like EVAX that's moving up with no credibility. I'm personally not looking to chase this for any kind of breakouts. Now, if there's opportunity, yes, absolutely, let's get prepared. But be very, very mindful that if you're in this, just lock in profits quick. Don't be the one to buy this for a breakout thinking it's going to go back to 50 and then watching it dump $10 to $20 on you and go red on the day and wonder, why did I lose all this money? Again, when we come into the market, it's all about pre-market stock selection. And one of the things that we do when selecting our stocks is trying to find the reasoning for the stock to be moving. If there's no reasoning, we need to be very, very cautious and concerned. Can the stock go to $100 today? Could it be the play of the day? Yes, but I've been in the market for almost 8 years now. 80% of the time, I've came into the market as a new trader. I've seen a stock gapping up huge. And I'm like, this is going to be the play of the day. And I'm in on it. I'm long, right? Something like EVAX. And then it goes down to $10, $6, and I lose 70% of my account. And I'm like, what happened? Why did it not move, right? Blah, 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 blah. Well, over the years, I've realized that a lot of these stocks, right, like EVAX, typically close red on the day. They typically do absolutely nothing. They're usually really, really nasty, and there's no opportunity. So I've noticed this, and I've realized this over the years. So again, that's when I put together pre-market stock selection. There has to be a reason for the stock to be moving for me to really consider this being a potential number one gainer of the day, to where it's going to be leading the board 50, 60, 70, maybe 100% to the upside, versus actually dumping and selling and being red on the day. So be mindful about EVAX, guys. It is the number one stock on the leaderboard. It is trading 3.3 million shares. On average, it trades 123, right? And it's up 250%. Where did you find that? I did not find that anywhere. Even Benzinga Pro, I did not see that on Benzinga. Form F-1A followed by EVAX, 7:50 a.m. yesterday. So they followed that form at 7:50 a.m. yesterday morning. So that still doesn't really make a lot of sense. Why did it just get hype and all this activity in post-market? Still seems a little fishy. Trader Girl Beth is a pro. Thank you. That's where you come. That's where you bring that value to the table. Not just there, everywhere. But that's one of the pieces where you bring that value, is being able to find these articles and these press releases. It's something. But you would think if that was something that's really going to bring interest, why did it not get any activity yesterday in pre-market on the 3rd? Right around 8 o'clock in the morning. Why did it, only get that activity right at 4 o'clock? I don't know. I'm not sure. Just still be mindful and make sure that if you're in this, just make sure you're managing the trade correctly. You're locking in your profits. You're not being greedy. Again, looking for this stock to rip back up to $50. And don't be greedy and chase breakouts, especially with the market that we're currently in. We're not really seeing a lot of consistent breakouts in the market. Moving on. Number 2, we have PETZ. This one's number 3 on the leaderboard, currently gapping up 78%, trading 15.6 million shares. On average, it trades 500,000. So we have really good volume. We have a nice gap up, and it's a low float stock as well, coming in at 9 million. Why is PETZ moving up? Well, yesterday, PETZ announces the entry into an agreement and closing of a registered direct placement of 9.9 million common shares and warrants. So that dropped last night right in post-market. We had an initial decline, and then we had a nice big strong move to the upside. I'm not really crazy about the press release. I'm not really crazy about the news with it, right? It's nothing that really, oh my goodness, I really think this could be back up towards around $10 today and closing green. I'm just playing the technicals on this, right? At least there's something, right, that made sense, right? The press release was dropped in post-market. We saw the activity in post-market. EVAX dropped that filing, right, yesterday morning in pre-market, but didn't get any hyperactivity until post-market. Doesn't really just, it seems fishy to me in a sense. So I'm being very mindful with EVAX. PETZ, at least it makes sense. There was a press release. There was something that dropped last night, and then right when it dropped, we had some activity and we had some hype with PETZ. So this stock went from around, 237, dropped down to 95 cents, nice big rip, ended up hitting those post-market highs of 813 on PETZ. Right now it's sitting around 381 support, and 381 support comes right from the daily charts as well. So PETZ, really like to see it hold above 381. We could definitely see it back up towards around $5, back up towards around 6, 7, and 8. It's actually really easy. Every dollar is a great level to lock in some profit. So again, right now, really like to see this hold above 380. Has room to 5, 6, 7, and then 786 here on PETZ. This one got moving last night. We had some news. It is a lower float stock with a decent gap up and some good volume as well. Definitely one of the top 3 small cap stocks that we should be watching, right? There's not a lot of activity. There's not a lot of action with small caps today. So believe it or not, this is going to be one of the top 3 stocks that we should keep on watch here this morning, guys. Then we have, what was the other one? Where'd it go? Where'd you go, buddy? Somewhere around here. NPTN. So NPTN buying, right? And I want to bring this to your attention because it's not worth your time. NPTN, right? It's acquisition news, right? At $16 per share. Anytime you see this kind of press release and you see a stock like NPTN gapping up, say 33%, 1.7 million shares, and you're wondering, why is it just flatlining? Why is it sitting sideways, right? Why is it sitting sideways, right? Usually you got to go look at that press release. No, not usually, all the time. You got to go look at the press release. So you can see Lumentum to buy Neophotonics NPTN for $16 per share. So what is this company worth? What is NPTN worth? It's worth $16 per share. So again, typically when you see a stock rip up and just sit sideways, 90% of the time it's due to a buyout or some kind of acquisition news. And here we can see that's taking place at $16 per share. That's exactly what NPTN is worth. So NPTN, guys, if you were thinking about this, why are we not going to talk about it? It's simply not worth your time. It's most likely going to sit sideways throughout the day. We have ARTL as well. So ARTL, shares are trading higher on continued strength after H.C. Wainwright initiated coverage with a buy rating of $4 here on ARTL. So today we do want to keep ARTL on watch above Monday's open, right? And that was around, what, 118? So I want to keep ARTL on watch above 118. This one does have some room back up towards around 147. And then where could it go if it breaks over 150? And my TD is all over the place today. We could see ARTL up towards around 175 and then $2. So support right now, ARTL, not only Monday's open, but we also have the 200-day moving average right around 122. That's a sweet spot. Really want to see ARTL hold above that level. We at least have room back into those pre-market highs, right around 147 coming from the daily chart to 153 pre-market highs. Anything over that level, 175 and then $2 on ARTL, because H.C. Wainwright initiated coverage on the stock with a $4 price target. Moving on, we have MRAI. This stock has no news. This stock was a newer IPO at $4 a share on the 27th. And since then, it's gone from a low of 380, hitting high of 631. I just came across this. It was on our prior day mover list. And I really like what I'm seeing as far as the price action, the way it's moving, and the volume as well. So I see a nice rip to the upside on increased volume. I see a decent little pullback, nice consolidation on decreasing volume, and it's holding that 20 EMA beautifully. So I'd like to see if today we start to see some volume move in for the next leg up over 631. We do have some room back up towards around 679. And then if we go back just a little bit further, we can see that we also have some room up towards around Friday's pre-market highs of 717. Now, anything over that high of 717, that's the highest the stock's ever been. We could easily see it up towards around 875, and then potentially $10. This is a back burner sleeper play. Not saying it's going to do something today, just saying that it looks like it has potential to get that next leg up today. I really like the first 2 to 3 days to the upside. I like this, nice period of consolidation, nice pullback on decreasing volume right into that 20 EMA, looking like it's rounding here, and it's looking like it has some potential to see some buyers move back in and see some momentum carry this back up at least to 631, potentially up towards around 679, and then last Friday's pre-market highs of 717 there on MRAI. CNCE, what's going on with CNCE? So this morning at 7 o'clock, CNCE announces $65 million financing. Really excited with that press release. I'm super excited. Not really. Hopefully you guys sense the sarcasm. CNCE had a press release. It got some initial hype from around 288, squeezing up towards around $4. Now, don't get me wrong. They're receiving a large sum of money, but it's financing, right? They're surging on $65 million financing from healthcare funds. So, I mean, it's okay, but it's not like super, super hot news where I really think this stock could just rip to the upside and be the #1 gainer. But we should keep it on watch. We have some support down towards around 310. We have some resistance around 380 and then up towards around $4. And then if this stock really gets the hype and really steals the activity and the volume in the market for small caps, you could see it up towards around that 200-day moving average at 450. I just personally think there's better opportunity out there in the market. But CNCE is gapping up. CNCE is a 30 million in float stock. It's trading 2.4 million shares. It does have high relative volume, and there is a reason for the stock to be moving as well. So it does meet the criteria to be added to the watch list, to do our due diligence just to see if this stock does set up and to see if it starts moving to the upside. XRTX. What's going on with XRTX? Why is this even on my watch list? I don't even know why XRTX is on my watch list right now. I'm out of it today, guys, as you can clearly see. So yesterday had a great day. Duh. XRTX yesterday had a really good day here. XRTX receives final approval to list on the TSX Venture Exchange. So yesterday we had a very nice day with XRTX, the stock going from around $2, hitting highs of around 427 and slinging a nice little gap up this morning here in pre-market from around 387 to 488. So we do have some support back down towards around that 427 level, right around yesterday's highs, also right around that 50-day moving average. And we've established resistance right around 562. So what I'm looking for is, again, maybe taking a short at that level of resistance, right? Because I'm not buying breakouts. If this stock doesn't break out and it's struggling, maybe thinking about shorting this back down towards around 427. But if it does break over that level of resistance and it comes back down and holds it as new support, then we could potentially see the next leg up towards around 6 to 609 and then potentially up towards around 677 here on XRTX. This was a nice big gainer yesterday. We've had some recent news. This is momentum. It is gapping up here on XRTX. We're trading slightly higher than average volume, and it's a low float stock as well, coming in at 7 million in float, and again, currently gapping up 25%. And then I think some of you guys inside the chat were talking about DBGI. So DBGI this morning at 8:30 announcing it will accept cryptocurrencies as a form of payments. So DBGI currently gapping up from around 414 to 465, right at a pretty key level of resistance coming from the daily chart, right around that 490 to $5 level. Now, if DBGI can break over 490 to 5, we can see it up towards around maybe like 536, up towards around 576, and then potentially retesting that spiking high from October 28th up towards around $6.60. So another back burner play, right? Decent news on DBGI. It has a credible reason to be moving on up. It's trading okay volume here on DBGI. What's it up right now? From 414 to 460. That's about 12-ish%. Yep, right here. DBGI. It's a low float stock. It's one of the lowest float stocks on the leaderboard. On average, it trades 4 million shares. Today, we're trading 4 million shares. So we have good news. It's a low float stock. It's barely gapping up, and it's trading okay volume. DBGI is a former mover, but here's the thing on DBGI. What's one thing you notice about DBGI? We were talking about this a week or so ago. Anytime DBGI gaps up, it goes red, right? Look at this. Gaps up, spikes, goes red. Gaps up, spikes, goes red. Gaps up, spikes a little bit, not even a lot, goes red. Here recently as well. Gaps up, spikes, and goes red. This stock is barely gapping up. It's gapping up 12%. But what's the trend that you see? It gaps up, maybe a spike, maybe not, and it goes red. So DBGI, I would not be looking to go long on the stock. It's not like the news is super, super hot to where I'm like, screw taking the short. This thing's going to run, right? The news is okay. It's barely gapping up. Looking at history, when it gaps up, it spikes and goes red. So I would potentially be looking to take a short off 490 to $5 resistance here on DBGI. Now, what I have to do is I got to go locate and see if DBGI is shortable. So let's go ahead and try to see if it's short. Where's my short locate tool? You got to be kidding me. What? So when I updated my platform with Lightspeed, my short locate tool is not here anymore. All right, so I will not be shorting DBGI. It's not optionable, so there's no put. I'm not shorting it, but I would not go long on it, guys. I definitely would not think about going long on DBGI because, again, the last 3 to 4 times it's gapped up, it's spiked, and then it's went red. So if you are going to take it long, get in, get out very, very quick here on DBGI. And then we have a fairly big options watch list for today. Watching Pinterest. If this starts to set up, I'll be the first one to tell you, hey, here's our entries. Facebook as well is on high watch today. PayPal is on high watch today because Square has earnings tonight. Square has a really nice technical setup on the daily. We have a slight inverse head and shoulders formation, and we've established some really good support right around the 200-day moving average. So if Square, right, the technicals stay intact, if Square has good or great earnings and we see a lot of hype move into Square off those earnings, guess what we could see with PayPal? Some sympathy, and PayPal yesterday came down within $5 of a very strong level of support. So Square, I'm watching this like crazy today. We have really good technicals on the daily. Definitely think we could see this up towards around maybe 260 and 266 in anticipation of potentially good earnings. Looking to see what the earnings are look like tonight. If they're great earnings and we see Square do really, really well off those earnings, we could see some sympathy with PayPal. And we have earnings with PayPal on Monday. And I would be more confident to swing some PayPal calls through earnings if Square has good earnings. Why is that? They're in the same sector. They're in the same industry. They do the same exact things, right? They are like comparable. They are very, very similar as far as business and business model, just two different completely companies. So with that being said, if Square does well, PayPal could definitely do well also. And I'd be looking at swinging some calls through earnings. Normally, swinging through earnings is 50-50. It's a gamble. But we're starting to put odds in our favor with Square having good earnings and PayPal being at a key level of support as well. And it's completely beaten down right now. So I would actually consider swinging calls through earnings on PayPal, especially if Square has good earnings. Snap. Definitely want to start getting my feet wet today with a swing trade. SOFI. I am long on SOFI above yesterday's highs of 23.63. Looking to take this long to 24.39. However, if we do not break over yesterday's highs and we're getting rejected, right? We are overextended. We are due for a pullback on the daily chart on SOFI. So if this one does pop up to 23.63, if it doesn't break over those highs and run up to 24.39, I will think about shorting this back down to 22.84 and then potentially back down to our next level of support being 21.20 there on SOFI. Zoom held support. I'm sorry, not Zoom. Zillow. I said this earlier this morning. Zillow this morning as well. Yesterday held support beautifully on Zillow. Today, definitely looking like we could see a nice little bounce, potentially back up towards around 69.78, which we're making our way there now. And then if we can break over that level, retesting some of yesterday's resistance, right? So if we start breaking and holding over some of these key levels, I'd definitely be looking to take this long. But if we still look weak and it still looks like we have some room to the downside, I'll still think about taking Zoom shorts once again the game. We have a lot of other stocks to talk about, guys, but we have 1 second until the bell opens. All right, Lucid, right? I'm going to go through these really, really quick. Lucid, today, if Lucid cracks below 37.20, I'm short. So Lucid, LCID, below 37.20, I am short. Tesla, just watching Tesla today. Moderna, below 291, short to 250. Below 290, short to 250 on Moderna. If we hold above 290, re-break 3, I think about taking it long for a possible little bounce. So right now, Moderna is the one getting some heat below 290. This was one that I was talking to you guys about with wanting to take these puts through earnings, right? It was a YOLO. It was a gamble, right? It was a YOLO and it was a gamble. But we saw a beautiful bearish flag on the daily chart, and we saw we saw good earnings, but they were like what investors were really expecting, what they really wanted to see. So Lucid's getting some heat out of the gate, guys. Lucid's very jumpy right now. LCID is very jumpy. MGM's a long, guys. MGM is a long above 49.14. So MGM is a long above 49.14. CAR for the mid-candle breakout. Please do not forget about CAR for the mid-candle breakout possibility today, guys. All right? CAR. If this one starts breaking back above 288, I'm thinking about jumping in on CAR for that potential hype for the mid-candle breakout formation, guys. So CAR has a lot of good potential as well, team. So do not forget about CAR and the possible mid-candle breakout formation, right? There's a lot going on. It's a big day. MGM long over 49.14. Room to 51.96. Lucid below 37. Short down to 35.41. CAR back above 290. Back above 290 on CAR. This one has a lot of potential for a possible mid-candle breakout formation. XRTX halted to the upside. So again, resistance at 562 and then right around 609 or 609. Again, I'm not really liking small caps, right? I'm not really a fan of, what I was seeing in pre-market for small caps. There goes Facebook. Facebook was a beauty. PayPal coming into earnings. We got Square taking some heat today. I still like Snapchat. But again, guys, I wasn't really crazy about small caps. So my kind of focus today was mainly some of these larger priced stocks. Maybe like Zillow, right? If Zillow sets up, maybe Zillow. Lucid for the short, right? MGM off earnings up towards around 51.96. My focus today was mainly going to be on larger cap plays. But again, we're only 3 minutes out of the gate. 3 minutes, and it's not like I really see anything that's super appealing to me. Lucid was a little too jumpy right there, so I never jumped into LCID. It was just a smidge too jumpy for me. But if it sets back up, I am definitely considering Lucid shorts. As you guys can see right now, I am 0 trades on the day. 0 trades on the day. XRTX, any news on it? So, XRTX on the 2nd of November received final approval to list on the TSX Venture Exchange. The following day, we saw a nice pop, and then we're seeing some momentum today, and then we have a 6K. Thank you, Beth, as well. So we have a filing. We received final approval to list on TSX Venture Exchange, and now we're just seeing some momentum. Nice, Casey, grabbing some quick Facebook calls. I can dig it. Still nothing right now, guys. I'm only 5 minutes into the gate. We're 5 minutes in. I haven't seen anything that I want to jump in on yet. It's all about being patient. I'm not just going to jump in something because it's moving. I'm going to look for the best opportunity, the best of the best of the best setup. So Moderna, I would say back below 290 is an okay short. Back below 290 on Moderna is an okay short. I mean, this one still has some, decent room to the downside, guys. You're on Moderna. So if this one can crack below 286.55, I think we start seeing it down into like the 280s here on MRNA. Back above that 291-ish level, it may try and actually, have a nice little bounce up today. But right now, I'm definitely thinking we can see it, get pulled down maybe another 5 points or so to the downside, slightly below 286 where I look to cover, slightly below 286 where I start to look to lock in some profits maybe. 287, 286, here we go, low a day. Go ahead and take half. Go ahead and take half at low a day on Moderna, just in case it's a trap, in case we bring in shorts, stop out the longs. It could be a little bit of a trap here. It could bounce right back up. Let's see if it's going to crack below that level here, 286.55. And I'm going to go ahead and just lock in a quick 128 to the short side on Moderna for 5 seconds of work. 30 seconds of work. I'll go ahead and take $128 and 30 seconds of work. Nice way to start the day with a small little base hit. Nasty. Halted to the downside now on XRTX. Disgusting. Gross. Blech. Again, I'm not a fan of small caps right now, guys. I'm really not. EVAX. Absolutely disgusting. Halted to the downside. PETZ. There's nothing here. ARTL. I mean, over 118, maybe. Over 118. It's a possibility. But, okay, maybe. Now I'm thinking maybe, okay, that's a very strong candle, guys. It's a very strong bullish engulfing candle with high volume. That's a potential rebound candle. You could see ARTL, guys, over 130 to 147. Supports 118. So if you guys are going to take this long, right now you have 6 cents. 5 to 6 cents of risk, right? Maybe 7 cents. Potential to 147 team there on ARTL. That strong candle, that's a nice rebound candle. Look for a red to green move right now on ARTL, guys. ARTL, red to green move. This thing could break 130 and squeeze to 147. Stops are under 117. That was a really nice candle there. That's why I kind of got excited about ARTL, because that was a pretty strong candle, and that's a very bullish sign to take this for the red to green move. MRAI is another back burner play that I'm watching right now. It hasn't really done too much. Let's go ahead and put MRAI off to the side, and if this one starts getting some action, I still do like MRAI a little bit. XRTX halted down, and DBGI, it's just known for these nice red days. I like to trade anything that has opportunity, right? So right now today, you guys heard it. I'm not a fan of small caps, right? Not a fan of market conditions. Small caps aren't breaking and running. Small caps are inconsistent, right? Small caps are just not looking great in pre-market. So what did I tell you starting the day? I'm more focused on like these larger cap plays, these larger price stocks like SoFi, Snapchat, Zillow, MGM, The SPY, Tesla, Moderna, right? Why have I not traded any of these small caps? Because again, looking at pre-market, assessing market conditions, I'm really not a fan, right? I'm not a fan of what I'm seeing right now. Again, we're only 10 minutes in. We were only 10 minutes in. Anything could change. Anything could happen. But right now, not a fan, guys. It's all about understanding where the opportunity is. Is the opportunity with small caps? Yes? Let's go. Is the opportunity with a mid-cap, large-cap stock? Let's go. Is it with options? Let's go. Is it with crypto? Let's go. With that being said, we have to be prepared, and we need to have those tools in our tool belt so we can take advantage of the opportunity wherever the opportunity is. So, to answer your question, do I prefer small caps over large caps? No, I don't have any preference. My preference is opportunity. I like opportunity, and that's where I want to be. Right now, I don't sense the opportunity being with a lot of small caps. Now, don't get me wrong. Now we got CNCE ripping to the upside. Now you got CNCE. Let's see if this one can hold its gains. That's all what it's about, right? Don't be the guinea pig, right? Do not be the guinea pig buying XRTX thinking it's going to rip and run and then get stuck in a halt to the downside. Don't be the guinea pig buying CNCE just because it's squeezed, when you do not see the consistency with these stocks breaking out, ripping and running. Don't be the guinea pig. Let other traders be the guinea pig. Wait for the stock to prove itself. If it's proven itself, like, wow, it's actually breaking out, it's holding its gains, let's go after it. But do not be the guinea pig. Because if you were like, you know what, XRTX is moving, it's breaking out, I'm in. You are currently probably down 50 cents to $1 a share. You're red. You're stuck in a halt to the downside. That's not good. That's scary, right? So just be mindful. Don't be the guinea pig. Don't chase these stocks. Let them prove themselves. If CNCE can stay above 405, you have room to 450. That's a very strong level of resistance. That is the 200-day moving average on CNCE. $4 support, 450 resistance. DBGI, look at that, guys. Look at that. XRTX still halted down. CNCE, we just talked about it. MRAI, not yet. I'm still watching it off to the side. ARTL was the good one, guys. That was a strong candle. That was a red to green move entry. Right now, you could probably get away. Not yet. Don't bring stops up yet. But once you break over, I would say like 133, if we can break over like that 133, 134 level on ARTL, if you guys are in, that's when I'd probably bring stops up to break even and ride a risk-free trade. PETZ, nothing. EVAX still looking disgusting. So, the stock that you guys probably want to be watching is going to be CNCE. CNCE, just to see if this holds above $4 for the leg to 440. Is there anything else that you guys are watching right now that you're like, hey, Josh, throw this up on your chart. This one has great potential. Anything? Anything? So Pinterest, nothing yet intraday. Facebook's got a flag, guys. Facebook and the flag. If you guys like options, I told you Facebook was really nice this morning. Someone on TikTok said you're full of shit. Well, it's already up 3 points. There's money to be made. So with that being said, guys, you got a nice little flag here on Facebook. Facebook has some light support above those pre-market highs of 334.86. This one has room to break that high, and I had a target today on Facebook of 340. So if Facebook can stay above, you know, that 334.86, I have like a high 330 target, close to 340. All right, so don't forget about Facebook, guys. Facebook has a lot of great opportunity. Car's not going to happen. I don't think car's going to happen, guys. CAR, I don't think that one's going to happen. I would stay away from that one for now. But definitely Facebook, guys. Facebook's a clean setup. Facebook has a great daily setup. Facebook has a great intraday setup. Overall, I like Facebook, especially if it stays above that 334.80-ish level. I like Facebook a lot. I think it has good potential. It's a low risk, pretty damn good reward. All right. SAVA. Or it was NIO first from Casey. NIO. Yeah, you know, NIO, NIO above the 200 SMA has some good potential. So, I mean, your support level right now on NIO is right there at 42.59. Cracks below 42.59, I'd be a little iffy. You could take this bad boy up towards around, I would say 43.80 is going to be your next level of resistance, 43.80, and then potentially up towards around 44.53. So again, I only have one trade on the day, and I'm up 128 bucks. So it's all about those one and dones. Guys, Facebook, don't forget about Facebook. I do not have an options account right now, so I can't trade options. And, you know, 100 shares, is it worth it to wait all day to get that target? Nah, this is an options trade. That's an options trade. It doesn't make sense. It's not volatile enough for me to jump in like 100, 200 shares. But Facebook, like I said, guys, Facebook has a lot of great potential today. So do not forget about Facebook. You're breaking out of that flag formation right now. So yeah, NIO, you had some analysis on NIO. SAVA. Is it halted right now? So they're halted right now. News pending. CASA Sciences reports no evidence of data manipulation in the 2012 article. So right now they are currently halted pending news while the SEC investigates there on SAVA. Who do you guys use for charts? Ladies and gentlemen on YouTube, here on inside of chat, who do you guys use for charts? And do you like them? Because I need to find different charting than TD, guys. I really have to, because it's getting a little overwhelming. You use TradingView and you love it? Aren't they pretty delayed, though? Aren't they pretty delayed? Thinkorswim King? Maybe I just need to delete my my TD and reinstall it. I'll try that first. Time frame on SAVA. Well, let's go see real quick over on SAVA on when that could be live. Usually news pending halt. Sometimes they'll tell you when it should be opening back up, when it should resume. I like TD. I've been using it for years. You know you're an OG when you use TradingView or when you use TD Ameritrade, I feel like. I do not see anything right now. I do not see anything right now on SAVA. I'll try and do some more research, but just a first little search. Ryan, I do not see anything out as far as when SAVA will be live out of the halts. Guys, watch Tesla for a continuation day today, guys. You know, Tesla, all this momentum, I would only be thinking long on Tesla. I'd only be thinking long on Tesla, guys. Like, this stock is just an absolute animal. It's an animal. So, I would only be watching Tesla today, guys. Tesla over 1250. You're looking to go 13 next. Looking to go 13 next on Tesla over 1230. And again, this is just all momentum. You do have room down to 1214. 1214. LCID, I missed my short below 3720, but it's okay. You can't catch them all. Moderna looks like it wants to move higher. It really does. It looks like buyers want to keep this holding up, so I don't know if I'll take it short there. CAR has to break back above 290 before I get interested. Facebook was a great flag setup. It already popped 2 points to the upside, guys. MGM, not really crazy about MGM. It didn't really do all that much. It's a great swing trade. Casey's in that swing trade. As far as a day trade, I don't really see it being a substantially great, like day trade or anything. I would go look at Amazon, but again, I don't have an options account, right? My options account's tied up in cryptos right now. I completely liquidated it and threw it all in crypto because I'm like, I'm going to make more money in crypto than I am with options. So I literally can't afford Amazon. Equities? Yeah, not going to happen. I'd buy like 30 shares and I'm done. Roku had earnings last night, guys. Roku had earnings last night. And like I was saying, I like Roku. I'm above this 293. Would I say that's a flag? Nah. So look at Roku, right? And look at Facebook. So look at Roku and look at Facebook side by side, right? So leg up, when I look at price action, right? I look at the price action, it doesn't look like it's holding high enough for a flag. See, this one had a nice rip and it consolidated very tight together, right? It was very tight as far as the consolidation. Right here, it's pretty far apart, right? The consolidation. So I wouldn't personally say it's consolidating the way I would like to see it consolidate for a flag. For me to say, hey, this is a good flag, like I said with Facebook. So Facebook, I see the leg up. I see this nice tight consolidation down into the VWAP. That's a beautiful flag. I mean, just really, really clean, very, very textbook, right? I look at Roku. Could it be a flag? Yes. But is it as clean, as great as Facebook? No. So I'm not like 80-20 confident like I was with Facebook's flag. I'm more like 60-40 on Roku, just looking at the price action, looking at how tight it's consolidating and the type of movements it's putting into the downside. So what I would just say on Roku is still put a downtrend here. You know, put a nice little downtrend on Roku. And if it breaks the downtrend and the higher high, take it long over 302.33. So right now you could take it long over 302.33 if you want. And you could take it long back up to 308 on Roku. Right? Not a textbook flag, more of just a little bit of a pullback with a double bottom. Right? I know sometimes it's kind of hard to differentiate flags from maybe like just a pullback. This is more of just a pullback, double bottom, short-term break of the downtrend. Facebook, right, the way it consolidated, that was more of a bullish flag based on that consolidation. I hope that makes sense. I hope you can see the difference between Facebook's rip and consolidation, why that was a nice flag, and the difference between ROKU, its pullback, and why that was more of just a double bottom bounce. Yeah, this stock from 25 to 39 in the past 2 days, Corey. This thing is absolutely just taken on off. We do have those all-time highs prior, right around 37.61, which lines up really nice with some intraday support. I'd simply be looking for a pullback towards 37.57. You know, I'd be just looking for a nice little pullback towards around 37.57 for an entry, and then looking for a break over 40 over on BGFV. Should we be looking at DBGI? No. Said that out of the gates. XRTX, right? Nice little pump and dump there to start the day. CNCE, same thing. Don't chase this because look what happened. Right? Pretty nasty right there. Pretty nasty. CNCE, no thanks. MRAI should still maybe be on watch. I should still maybe be on watch for now. ARTL definitely should still be on watch above that 118, 117. PETZ, we'll still keep it on watch for now. And EVAX, I mean, it could bounce off that 1418 I had drawn up. I had 1418 marked up. We could bounce, fill the gap. I don't know. We'll still keep this one on watch as well, guys. We'll still keep that one on watch as well. So we're just trying to clean up this watch list the best that we can right now. We're only about, 24 minutes in. FATBB is a risky stock. Look at the price action yesterday, right? Right? Look at the inconsistency. It never gave us a halt strategy. And when it looked like it was going to, it dumped. So yesterday, I never was able to catch a halt strategy here on FATBB, right? And whenever I tried, got stuck in a halt down, took a loss. Got back in, halted, gapped up, came down. It was just a very inconsistent mover yesterday, which makes me really not like FATBB. I was watching this throughout the day yesterday, and it was a pretty inconsistent stock to try and nail a good setup, right? So, just be mindful of that. Is yesterday it was moving a little inconsistently. Roku still looks good, guys. Above 300, Roku looks good to 309. See, like, you had one little halt strategy here. Squeeze, halt, gap up, halt. This is just one of those really, really risky trades, guys. It is. This is like one of those. I'm trying to think of the ticker. What was it like last year? It was the one that was just like, went from like $5 to 100, but it halted 30 times throughout the day, right? It halted like 30 times throughout the day. It would gap up, halt, gap up, halt, gap up, halt. And it would like literally move on no volume. That's what we're seeing here on FATBB. But Fat Brands is acquiring, I think, all of the Fazoli's. They're buying out Fazoli's or something like that. So right now, you know, over 20, it has room back up to yesterday's highs, right? Over 20 bucks on FATBB. It does have room back up to 25. This was halted at 954.40. We'll be live at 959.40. So here in about 2 minutes and 40 seconds. FATBB. BGFV. I do like BGFV though. BGFV isn't all that bad whatsoever. Again, over that 37.57, it has potential to break 39 and rip up towards around 40. Again, this stock was a nice big ripper yesterday. I mean, this one was, you know, somewhat consistent. You know, it really started taking off into the day. We're starting to see some initial hype here out of the gate this morning. Again, right above that 37.57 level. Has really nice potential. Yet it came down to the penny. Now we want to see it just continue to pop on up here. Over 39 up to 40. Nothing with MRAI. Nothing with CAR yet. Nothing with ROKU. Not looking all that great. Right now the top two stocks are FATBB. Again, as long as FATBB stays above 20, we could see it back up at 25. And then BGFV. All you're doing is waiting for a pullback into prior levels of resistance to nail your entries to take the next leg up for these nice quick bounce plays. So again, not seeing anything visually appealing to me as far as like these larger priced plays. I mean, EVAX is very, very risky. ARTL, not a lot. So, I mean, the top two, again, it's FATBB. This one will be live here in about the next 20 seconds, guys. So all eyes here on FATBB. Looks like we have a gap up towards around 22.47. Also, keep this in mind. The spreads are really, really bad on FATBB. The spreads are really, really bad. Especially yesterday, they were really bad. You're talking like 50 cents to $1.50 spreads. That means if you buy 1,000 shares via market, you're immediately down $1,500. Be smart. The spreads are horrendous on FATBB. We should be live in 3, 2, 1. Nope. Maybe a 10-minute? Could be a little 10-minute. It was at 9:59:40. It should have been live. Should have been live at 9:59:40. So right now it is not live. Maybe a 10-minute halt. 10-minute halt would put you at 10:04:40. So you're talking about another 4 minutes and 20 seconds. So I'm going to put that off to the side here. FATBB. We will also put BGFV. That one's got a decent little, it's trying to flag. It's trying to flag above 37.50. That could definitely be a nice pop over 39 up to 40. mRNA is definitely bouncing. Again, over 291. It has potential to the upside. You know, it has potential over that 291, at least back up towards around 300, the 301. And then you're looking to be back up towards around 312 there on mRNA. FATBB is still halted. BGFV looks like it wants to pop over 39 here, guys. So if you're in this, stops are under 37.20, and you're looking for a break over 39 for the leg up to 40, and that's where you should look to lock in a little bit of profit. SAVA is live. And it's halted again. Wow. SAVA is something we should really keep on watch today as well, guys. 100%. SAVA, we should definitely be watching this one. This one's a big mover. When it moves, it moves. You know, you're looking up towards maybe around $100 today on SAVA. So right now, SAVA is halted. Got halted at 10:01.05. So you're looking at 10:06.05 there on SAVA. Right now, it looks like BGFV is ready to break. Looks like BGFV is ready to break over 39, room to 40. Get ready to lock in profits if you're long on that, guys. FATB will be live here very soon. You got about another 2 minutes to go. Got another 2 minutes to go. ARTL is not hot. EVAX, I wish I could short. EVAX, I would short the crap out of it. CAR over 288, guys. Look at that. CS Lano's on top of it. He's on top of it. It's over 288. 290, a lot of volume probably start moving in, guys. But I'm liking BGFV off that 37.50. If you guys took that, you guys are crushing it. You're getting ready to see the... probably getting ready to see a 39 break here on BGFV. If it doesn't start breaking 39 here, guys, and it starts moving back down to 37.50, I would consider stopping at break even because the likelihood of a crack and dump, it's very likely. If it doesn't break 39 here. Over 39, take profit at 40. There's 39.07. Still locking a little bit of profit above 39, guys. It's always a smart idea in case it's a false breakout, and it's not a big-time breakout. It wasn't explosive. Lock in some profits here. Lock in some profits there on BGFV. Bring stops to break even on the rest and ride a runner there. Again, SAVA is still halted at this point in time. So again, this one will be live at 10:06.05. But the first one coming up is going to be FATBB. Right now I got $22 bids. So it looks like we might have a little bit of a $2 gap up here on FATBB. And we should be live in 20 seconds now. 20 seconds, we should be live. So here in about 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're not live. Was it 40? It was 4. I thought it was 20. I thought it was 10:04:20. My bad, guys. My bad. Let's reset the countdown in 10, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, live. And it's live. Huge gap up. Risky biscuits. I'm not touching it. Halt level to the downside's 2045. I don't trust it, guys. It's a risky biscuit stock. It's a risky biscuit stock. I mean, it's tempting because it could rip. But what I'd take like 100 shares because it's that risky. It's getting halted right now, guys. It's getting halted to the downside. Me no likey. Me no likey. No. There's less risky opportunity out there. That's a trade that if you're already in, you're getting rich. You trying to buy it over 20? Whew. Halted again. 10-minute halts. I really wish I could short EVAX. I would short the crap out of it right now. SOFI, nothing. Zillow, not really doing a lot right now. Nothing really popping with Snapchat yet. I'm just waiting for SAVA, really. I'm waiting for SAVA. CAR, like I said, over 288. That's why you guys got to be ready. I think CAR may have just gotten halted here. Did it just get halted? No, it's still live. It's still live. CS Olano in chat was ready, over 288. He's probably up 10 bucks a share right now. Good job. Good job. Good work. That's what I'm talking about. Now, over 300 is where a lot of volume is going to move on in. Over 3. So right now, CAR, the next level it has to break to really get that next pop in volume is going to be 298.20. SAVA's live again, right on. This thing is going to be so hard to catch, guys. It's not live, it's halted again. Live halt. Live halt. Literally, just boom, boom. Boom, boom. Like, how are you going to catch this one? That is like, you know, that's hard to catch. It's going to have to slow down a little bit, settle down so it could actually be caught, right? Like, this one's a tough one to catch, guys. SAVA, my goodness. From 80 to 86. Yeah, that was like an immediate halt to the upside. I'm not in anything right now. My only trade of the day was Moderna for a small 128. Good thing you guys were taking profit on BGFV. It wasn't very explosive over 39, so probably you're probably getting stopped out on your other half or whatever the case is for having to stop at break even. But you know, that kind of price action, that double top, it'll probably come down a little bit here on BGFV. I would assume it would come down a little bit on BGFV. Nice little double top, but you do have support right there. So we'll throw resistance at 39. You know, it could come down and bounce at the VWAP, so that's about $1 away. It definitely looks like it wants to try and crack here a little bit. The spreads were too large for me to jump in. I mean, the spreads at one point were like 30 cents, and I was going to grab 1,000 shares. I'm still waiting. HCDI. Authorizes new stock repurchase program. Announces a $5 million buyback. They're on HCDI. Just having a hard time breaking over that pre-market high. But if it can, target on HCDI. If you guys are looking at HCDI, you do have a $3 target. Right now, support right around 239 on HCDI. NPTN, not doing anything. CNCE. Again, don't be the guinea pig. Our number one gainer today, technically speaking. Our number one gainer, all right? EVAX had no real credibility behind it, right? So I don't even look at EVAX being a gainer, right? It's not doing anything. No, there is PETZ, but at least it has some credibility. 34%, right? What do I say? When penny stocks, small caps, are under like 50 to 60%, they're slow and choppy. They're challenging the trade. They are challenging, right? Traders usually lose more money than they make. It's challenging. It's choppy. It's tough. All right, can SAVA actually go live without halting? SAVA, not live yet. I'm still watching CAR, guys. Right now, I am really watching CAR. CAR right now for that potential pop, for this potential leg to the upside for this potential, I keep saying potential, mid-candle breakout. Over 298, 300 bucks, you'll see a nice big pop, in my opinion, up to 312. Up to 312 next. But I'm not, like, sold, right? I'm not sold. Not even sold on FATBB. SAVA is a tough one to try and catch. You know, as soon as it goes live, it just immediately halts. But here we go. We do have 20 seconds. There we go, Cole. Thank you. 20 seconds on SAVA. Now it's 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we should be live. Let's get the first pullback. Let's see if we can get like a first pullback. I mean, this thing has all the hype, right? Halt level right now is over 100. There's $100. Would I short it here? No, because the momentum is absolutely insane. I mean, it's tempting to take a small short on SAVA, but it's risky biscuits. But this is our number one stock that we should be watching today is SAVA, guys. I think it is SAVA. You know, this thing just moved $40 to the upside. This is where the opportunity is. Short and long. Doesn't matter. Short and long opportunity on SAVA. We're seeing our first red candle. Our first nice little upper shadow. There goes CAR. Yep. Like I said, CAR over that 298, guys, it was going to get a lot of volume. You just saw a nice big pop there. So I'm thinking about a risky short on SAVA. It needs to pull back. I'm just looking to see if it even attempts to break over 100 here. It may. I'm not buying the breakout. I'm not buying a break over 100. It's really overextended. It has to pull back. But at the same time, I don't want to take a short and get stopped out over 100, right? Like, I don't want to be that silly trader to try and short against this this volume to the upside, but it is tempting because you just have $100 natural psychological resistance, and that would have been I guess it would have been a good short. I don't know. It's topping out here. I'm going to take a small one for the first pullback. Take a small short for a potential pullback here. And I'm going to take a quick $100 because that's risky. I'm going to take a quick $100 because that's risky. Like, I'm not going to jinx it. I'm not going to hold on to it too long and watch it just pop right back over 100. So I'll take a quick $100 on a risky short. Just because, again, shorting against this hype to the upside is risky. But again, I expected to see a little bit of a drop there. If it would have cracked 90 quick, I would have held it into a halt to the downside. But again, like I said, just playing the momentum, playing the price action. It was worth a quick little, $2, $3 drop. So I'll take another 113 on SAVA. So that put me at 241 on the day. I'm 2 for 2. I've literally traded 200 shares today. I'm just being very, very patient. Really just trying to find the best opportunity. Boom! CAR, guys, right up to that 312 level. I mean, it's hit every target. 288, it broke to 298. It broke 298, it ripped to 312. CAR is making money today, guys. CAR is making you guys money today. That was still a great short. Oh, and it's getting halted to the downside. I should have held that a little bit longer. Shoulda, coulda, woulda, right? Who cares? Money's money. Green's green. It seemed a little risky, so I did not risk it. But SAVA should be the number one stock, guys, that everybody should be watching, honestly. Like, SAVA, when it sets up and it moves, you can expect to see some nice moves on SAVA. FATBB's been halted to the upside. This one should be live here at 10:16:24. Less than a minute to go. I personally don't like FATBB. I'm not touching it. But to give you some technicals, give you a breakdown, over 25.24, you have room to $30, guys. So over 25.24, your next target will be $30. And right now, you have some light intraday support right around a couple halt levels, right? You got one halt level, you have two halt levels, you have $20.28 support. So 20.28 support, 25 24 resistance with room to 30 doll hairs. I'm not personally touching it though. I think it's too risky. EVAX can come off that watch list. Pinterest, not shabby, not too shabby on Pinterest. It's not really moving a lot. We can take that off the watch list. Facebook was okay out of the gate right now. Intraday wise, I think we can take that off the watch list. PayPal as well, I think we can take that off the watch list. Square for earnings. Snapchat, it was looking at it for a potential day trade as well as a swing trade. Right now is a day trade that can come off our intraday watch list, but I am going to start scaling into Snapchat. SOFI is too slow for me for today anyway. Zillow, if it breaks over 70, I'll consider a long on there. FATBB opened and halted down. So FATBB is now halted to the downside, guys. It's halted to the downside. CAR is making you guys money, though. I mean, absolutely every freaking level. Every level, right? 288, rip. 298, rip. Right to our 312. Absolutely insane. So right now, at least I can see the consistency behind CAR, and it's honoring every single level. Next level for CAR, 322 team. 322. Support for mRNA. Support on mRNA from the daily chart, you're looking at like right around 291, but we're below that level now. So, you know, support on Moderna here intraday is the intraday lows. So right here, Moderna, you're going to have some support down towards around 285.34, our intraday lows. But if it breaks and holds above that 291, right, I would say we're going to adjust this a little bit. Like to see it breaking above 291. Above 291, that'll then turn into support, and you can trade that long above 291 back to $300 on MRNA. All right, so boom, we've cleaned up a watch list. We're feeling good. We're feeling great. We don't have. I didn't check the spreads before buying an option on BYND, assuming it was good. And because of that, I'm breaking even on a move that should have been $20. Lesson learned. So one thing I do want to clarify, guys, right? Maybe I put this in wrong context, right? Just basic terminology. It doesn't matter to me, but just sharing this with you guys. So points is when we talk about large cap stocks, right? So it's so weird how the trading community breaks this down. So like a small cap penny stock, it moved $1, it moved $2, it moved $3, right? Now we start talking large caps, that's when people start talking points. It's weird how that works. So like when you say the SPY's up 2 points on the day, it's up $2. But when people talk about like a penny stock, they usually say it's up $2 on the day. It's weird. Points are really related to like large cap stocks when traders talk about them. So just to clarify that, I used to say points with everything, and then my last mentor was like, hey dude, we don't really say points with small caps. We say points with just large caps. That's just kind of that's the tone of the community, the trading community, I guess. I'm like, whatever. So I just thought it was funny. I used to say, hey, this penny stock's up a point, and everybody's like, no. Penny stocks don't move points; they move dollars, right? Large caps, yeah. You got a 2-point move on the SPY today. The SPY's up 2 points, right? BGFV is up $3.64. It's weird. I don't know. It's weird. So right now, you know, FATBB is halted to the downside again. SAVA is as well halted to the downside. Looks like this is going to be a nice little 10-minute halt. But I may try and catch a bounce at 80, right? We had our prior halt level right there at 80. I may try and catch a bounce at $80 on SAVA. The platform may be ready to test tomorrow. Just so you guys know. What's your thoughts on ITP? ITP is already making a pretty nice move to the upside. So I would trade it long above the 200-day moving average, right? So even looking intraday, I would be bullish above 53 cents. I'd be bullish above 53 cents with room to 59 cents, which we just hit. Over that, you're looking at 70 cents. So I would consider playing it long over 53, breaking over 60. You could see it up to 70 just in 8-8.